show up, and the Spirit of God will be in this place. That's the most important thing.
Amen.
Is that the Spirit of God is in here. To show people love. You know, that's just maybe a kicking off place for us. So people can come in and see that God's Spirit is in this place. If nothing else, they'll carry it out and say, you know, I was in the church last Sunday morning, and the Spirit of God was enormous in that place. Then that will bring people to understand that God is in this place.
Amen.
You know, this morning, we kind of touched a little bit on this morning, but one of the greatest things in God, in Christ happened 3 days after that He was crucified. One of the greatest things that happened in our belief and everything happened whenever that Christ done something. And whenever that this happened, if it hadn't happened, things would not have been no different today than what they are right now.
Right.
But because of what happened on that third day, that made all the difference in our salvation. If you got your Bibles, I'm going to turn to the book of Mark, and it's the 16th chapter of the book of Mark. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to go back, and I probably won't hold you very long this morning. But I hope you get something in this morning. I want you to get into the spiritual realm of this morning so that we can understand what it is that took place whenever Jesus came out of that sepulchre, the way that He did. In the 16th chapter of the book of Mark, it says, and when the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene and the mother of Mary and the mother of James and Salome had brought sweet spices that they might come and anoint Him. Now, I want you to just stop just for a moment. I want you to stop just for a moment and think on this one thing. At this very moment in time, they had not understood the spiritual realm that God was fixing to do. What was fixing to take place, the custom was that someone, after their death, they would go and they would anoint that body with sweet smelling ointments and stuff that would keep that body from decay. That was one of the things that they wanted to do. They still had it in their mind that this man Jesus that had been put into this sepulchre was still there in the bodily form. He was there in the bodily form. Now, if you ask me, and I can't tell you, and I don't know anybody else that can tell you except God Almighty can reveal it to you. But you know what? There's something that took place in the sepulchre. Whenever that they crucified Christ, they crucified a natural body. It wasn't just a body that any different than what we have today. It was a body that was going to decay. And they knew that within their mind. They thought, well, He's going to decay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go there, and we're going to anoint that body. We're going to keep it as long as we possibly can. But you know what? The good part, I feel the presence of the Lord.
Thank Him, Lord.
Bless Him, Lord. But see, there's something about this body that I cannot explain. I know that this one thing, I know that God entered that body.
Amen.
Not that body, but one likened to Him. One likened to Him. He said, and I will send you another comforter. Now let's get this straight this morning. Another is one of the same sort. Not the same thing, but one of the same kind. He said, what He said He was going to do, He was going to give us a comforter. Something that would go with us all the way, even to the end of the world. This comforter, one of the same kind, is going to be in you. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself here this morning. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came into the sepulchre at the rising of the sun. And they said among themselves, who shall roll away the stone from the door of the sepulchre? Who shall roll away the stone from the door of the sepulchre? Still got it in their mind that inside, behind that rock, behind that stone, there was a body laying. They thought in their mind, this man that they seen crucified and hung from a tree was going to be in behind that stone. That's what they had in their mind, Brother Jim. They had in behind that stone, there lay a man that they crucified. They still, even though Jesus had already told them, in 3 days I will rise again. I will rise again. They still had not grasped this in their mind. They still had it in their mind that Jesus, the one that was crucified, was still behind that stone. Now, whenever they came to there, I don't want to get ahead of myself. And when they looked and saw that the stone was rolled away, for it was very great. Now, let's just think about this just for a second. Let's go back in time, right now. They had their anointment. They had the stuff that they was going to anoint that body with. They had those spices and things. And they were marching down at the rising of the sun. In other words, very early in the morning, they were probably walking down that path to get to that sepulchre. And when they got to that sepulchre, in their mind, they said, who's going to be able to... Now, these were women that was going to have to move this stone back in order to put all the anointments and stuff on him that would preserve that body. You see what I'm saying? That would preserve that body that they seen crucified and hung on the tree. But whenever they got to the sepulchre, something had already taken place. Whenever they got to the sepulchre, the first thing that they seen whenever they got to the sepulchre is this, that the stone
was gone away.
Amen. Hallelujah.
that the stone had been rolled away.
Amen.
Now, to be rolled away, more than likely that stone was probably in an oval shape. See, Joseph made this sepulchre for himself. He built this sepulchre for himself. This was going to be strictly for him. He was a man probably of a lot of wealth. He could have whatever he wanted to. But you know what? Jesus only borrowed the stone for 3 days.
Amen.
He only borrowed the sepulchre for 3 days. He wasn't going to keep it. He didn't need it. He didn't need that sepulchre. Now, here we go back to that. What happened to that body that was crucified on the cross? It was a natural body. It was a natural body. What God done with it, I have no idea. If you know, tell me. I'd love to know. We don't know what God done with that body, but we know it is. You know, Paul said this. He said, I don't know what I'm going to be like, but I do know this.
I'm going to be like him.
I'm going to be like him.
Amen.
That'll do something to you.
Amen.
That'll do something for you. You know what? With those people, when they went into that sepulchre, I'll read it here just a minute. And entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man standing at the right side, clothed in a white garment, in a long white garment, and they were fighting. My goodness. You know what? That person, or that one that was sitting in that sepulchre with a long white garment on, had been commissioned to do something.
Amen.
Just a thought. He had been commissioned to do something. He rolled the stone away.
Yeah.
He rolled the stone away. But God knew that there still had to be a natural body that had to be contended with. Think about this. He knew there was a natural body that was in that sepulchre that had to be contended with. A natural body is what? What did God say?
From dust
Dust you came and dust you shall return.
return.
Right.
We overlook the thing that happened in the sepulchre. The one in the long white robe had a job to do. Hallelujah. He had a job to do. He had a body to do something with. Hallelujah. as all this began to take place, what did he tell the ones that came? He said, listen. And he said to them, be not afraid, frightened. Ye seek Jesus of Nazareth. You hear what he said? He told, you're seeking the natural body. You're seeking that natural body that you seen crucified on the tree. Now listen to what he said. He is not here. He's not here, he's gone. He's not here. Now listen to what he said. And I'm going to read that again. And he said to them, be not afraid. Right. Ye seek Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. You hear what I'm saying? That you're looking at him, you're seeking for a natural body. You're seeking for a natural body. You're looking here. You came here with the spices to anoint this body, and this body that you came to seek to anoint, to make it smell good, that it would not decay, that body is not here.
Amen.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That person, that being in the long white garment had a job to do.
That's right. Amen.
He had a job to do. First, he rolled away the stone. That body, the man of Nazareth, that Jesus of Nazareth, he is not here. What does the next one say? What does it say? He is risen. He is risen. That one that you see crucified is not here no more. Now, but the one that you're going to have contact with from now on, he is risen. He is risen. He is not here. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him. Behold the place where they laid him. In other words, look at the sepulchre. Look around you. Look where they laid him out in the sepulchre. That body is not here. The one named Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the one they crucified, is not here. Now we're going to move out of the natural, and we're going to now feel the presence of the Lord.
Bless him, Lord.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
This one they call Jesus Christ, that body is not in the book.
Amen.
Hallelujah. He's not here. He is risen.
Amen. Yes.
But listen to this. But go your way. Tell his disciples and Peter. Have you ever thought about why that he said, see, Mark is writing this. Mark is writing. This is in the book of Mark, and Mark is writing. The reason why he said, and Peter, you know why did he wanted Peter to know? Because Mark was Peter's interpretator. He interpreted Peter's messages. And Peter. And tell Peter too. That he goes before you into Galilee, and there ye see him, as he said unto you. There you're going to see him. Now, what you're going to see is not the man that was crucified and laid in the sepulchre. That was a natural body. That's a natural body. You're not going to see that anymore. But what you're going to see is what we're going to be. What you're going to see is what you're going to be. Peter said, I don't know what I'm going to be like, but I know that's right. I'm going to be like him.
Amen.
And I begin to look back in time, and I begin to look back into the writing. Whenever the disciples, even after this in the book of Luke, and after this, whenever the disciples, they were in that upper room, and they were moaning, and they were so disturbed because of Jesus being gone and Him being gone away, they still hadn't grasped it in their mind from the natural to the spiritual realm that we're in today, and we don't have the understanding to understand that we're not in the natural today, we're in the spiritual. In our spirit, we're in the spiritual realm of God. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is how we make contact with God. Why? Because He said our spirit will bear witness with His spirit.
Amen.
Do you need something from God? Get into the Spirit of God. Get into where your spirit will bear witness with His Spirit. And I'm going to tell you, when you do that, that you ask, He said, whatsoever you ask in my name, in faith believing, He said, I will do it.
Amen.
Pretty simple, isn't it? It's pretty simple when we get into the spiritual realm. Leave the natural away. Put it to one side and get into the spiritual realm of God.
Amen.
And they went out quickly and fled from the supper. For they trembled and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid. For they were afraid. See, they still hadn't turned loose from the natural and got into the spiritual. See, that's what we got to do. That's why Christ, listen to what I'm fixing to tell you. That's why Christ died on the tree. That's why He sacrificed that sacrifice that was made. That's why He was sacrificed, that we don't have to live in the natural. We're here in the natural. There's nothing you can do about that, but we can get into the spiritual realm of God, where God can move in your life if you let yourself be in spiritual mind with Him.
Amen.
Whenever we get into that spiritual realm, Brother Mike, you know what we begin to do? Just like you and I used to do the same thing. Driving down that old road, that old 18-wheeler, going wherever it was we're going, or wherever we're going to go. And during all this time, we get our minds set on one thing. We get our mind on Christ. Hallelujah. We get our mind on Christ. You can get your mind on Christ in your bathroom. You can get your mind on Christ in your closet. You can get your mind on Christ driving down the road in your automobile. You can get your mind on Christ walking in the woods. You can get your mind on Christ just by sitting in the church pews when the songs are being sung, and you begin to get this in your mind, that this Christ that I'm telling you about this morning is no longer in the sepulchre. Do you understand what I'm saying? That body is gone. This spiritual realm that we have to get ourselves into. When we get into the spiritual realm of God, then God can move in your life.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Whenever God begins to move in your life, everything begins to open up in your mind. Your mind begins to take space. It begins to take form. It begins to get to the place that all you want to do is think about what? Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Hallelujah. You begin to think about that. It begins to work on your mind. When you're working on your job, when you're working on your job, every once in a while, you begin to hum a song. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound. That saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Hallelujah. You will begin to sing these songs. You begin to get a worship. You begin to get something on your mind that every once in a while, driving down that road, Brother Mike, you will raise those hands and you begin to worship this called Jesus Christ. Something begins to take place. My goodness. Think about the supper. Think about that morning when we got to go and we got to put the spices on his body. We don't want him to decay. We want him to stay like he is. He's not going to stay like he was.
Amen. Hallelujah.
He's done now. He's changed. That earthly body, as they do it. Now listen to this. The earthly body as you know it. Reach over and pinch yourself. Reach over and pinch yourself. That's the earthly body as you know it. This is a good part. Just like the transfiguration that Jesus made in that supper.
Amen.
One of these days, I don't know how long you're going to be here. It's not for me to say. I don't know how long I'll be here. It's not for me to say.
Amen.
But I go back to Paul. I don't know what I'm going to be like. But I do know this.
Amen.
Hallelujah. But I do know this. I'm going to be like him.
Amen.
Hallelujah. I'm going to be like him. Whenever that he came out of that supper cup, and those was in that upper room, they were grieving because of the loss of that body. They were grieving because of the loss of that body. They seen him hung on that cross. They seen him die. And all of a sudden, while they were sitting in that room, and they were weeping over the loss of Jesus, listen to what I'm fixing to tell you. My God appeared in the midst.
Yes, Lord.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Are you
Jesus.
getting it?
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
He appeared in their midst.
That's right.
That body that came out of that supper cup
That's right. Amen. Amen.
walked through the walls of a room.
That's right. Yes, he did. Couldn't do that in that natural body. No.
That natural body wouldn't have done it.
He could have done it.
My goodness, my friend, this morning, we're serving. Now listen to what I'm telling you this morning. We're serving a living God.
Amen.
Amen.
We're serving a living being.
Yes.
We're serving a God that will hear us when we call on Him.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen. Yes.
Hallelujah. Are you getting it this morning?
Amen.
Are you understanding what I'm saying this morning? This man named Jesus Christ is more than a man.
That's right.
That's right.
This man, Jesus Christ, is more than the angels in heaven.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
I'm telling you about the man that died on the cross.
That's right.
That made it so simple. That made it so simple that all you got to do is say, God, forgive me
That's right.
for my sins.
Amen.
Forgive me of my sins. Hallelujah. This ought to make you happy.
Amen.
This ought to make you want to raise your hands and say, God, I thank you for what you done.
Hallelujah.
I thank you for coming out of that supper the way that you came out of it. I thank you because you're the God that you are. I thank you because you're going to take me one of these days because I have the hope of eternal life.
Yes.
I have that hope of eternal life. And I'm going to take, when I leave this world, you know what? A lot of people, and I used to be the same way. I used to be scared to death thinking about dying.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be scared to death thinking about dying. Lord, I don't want to die. It's going to hurt. Oh, death, where's your stand? Oh, grave,
Where is thy victory?
where is your victory?
That's right.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Yes.
You know what? Today, I look forward to being with the Lord.
Amen, brother.
Yes.
That's right. Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. I look forward to when I can stand in that place and have a body like His.
Amen.
No more aches,
No more
no
pain.
more pain, no more sorrow, no more cancers. Hallelujah. Ain't gonna worry about turning up the heat or turning up the air conditioner. I feel the presence of the Lord.
Amen.
Lord.
Bless them.
Hallelujah.
Bless them, Lord.
Hallelujah. Think about it.
Bless them, Lord.
Think about it. Get it in your mind. And it all happened. Why? Over one thing.
That's right.
When the angel of the Lord came down
That's right. Roll and stone.
and rolled the stone away.
Yeah.
And rolled the stone away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that man dressed in white apparel. Long blonde apparel. Said, this Jesus that you seek, the one that you think is supposed to be in this supper cup, the one that you want to put the spices on to make that body last longer and longer, he's not here.
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah, he's not here.
Amen.
He's risen.
Amen.
He has risen.
That's right. Amen.
My goodness,
Yes.
that ought to do something for you this morning. And you know what he said? He said, I am the same yesterday,
That's right.
today, and forever.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. That same God that we serve this morning, the one that we call Jesus Christ, my goodness, this ought to make you feel something down here. This ought to make you feel something down inside that Brother Mike, this ought to make you want to thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, God. Why? Because we're that remnant. We're them people. We're the ones that He's done all this for. He would have went to the cross and died if it hadn't been for nobody but Him pain.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord. I still be thankful for
He
it.
would have went to that cross and died if it hadn't been nobody but Oscar Walsh. He would have done it for Michael Steele.
Hallelujah.
Thank God for that cross.
He would have done it for Lucy Hunt.
Amen.
Martha, He would have done it for you.
Amen.
Look what He did.
Amen.
Look what He did.
That's right.
Hallelujah. This ought to make you want to worship Him with everything that's within you. This ought to make you want to say, God, I appreciate you. I love you for what you've done for me.
Hallelujah.
Yes, Lord.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Don't you love Him this morning?
Amen.
Don't you love Him this morning?
Yes, Lord.
My goodness, there's something about the name of Jesus. What we do with authority.
That's right.
We do it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
We do it in the name of Jesus.
Yes.
With what He done, don't you think that gives us authority?
That's right. Amen. Amen.
Yes, it does.
Amen.
It gives us authority. You know what? A lot of people use that name in the wrong way. A lot of people speak the name of Jesus and don't know what they're speaking. But whenever you know that that stone was rolled
That's
down,
right. Amen.
and that man named Jesus Christ walked out into the morning light. Woo!
Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
That man named Jesus Christ walked out into the morning air that morning. Everything
Change.
had changed.
That's right. Amen.
That natural body was gone. That spiritual body is still with us
Yes.
today.
Yes.
That's what you feel.
Yes.
That's what you feel. That spirit that you feel. Whenever you begin to feel the presence of God, it makes you want to raise your hand. It makes you want to surrender to Him. It makes you want to say, God, I love you because you're the God that you are.
Yes.
My goodness, I hope you got something out of this morning.
Amen.
We are serving a living God.
Amen.
This God that we serve is not a dead God.
Amen.
That song, it says, I went to the tomb of Muhammad, and those bones were still there. them bones were still there. And he goes on and on. But he says, and I went to the tomb
of Jesus.
of Jesus. Hallelujah. And he's no longer where he lay.
Amen.
He's no longer there. He's gone. And he lives within your heart.
Amen.
He lives. He lives. I don't know who that songwriter was, but whoever wrote that song knew down inside the heart that he was still alive. He lives. He lives. Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me. He talks with me along life's narrow way. My goodness, they knew what they was talking about when they wrote that song. Don't you love him this morning?
Amen.
Don't you love the Lord this morning? Oh, I love him. I appreciate what he does. And you know what? Me, I know I probably won't be in this world much longer. I just don't feel that I will. But you know what? I know I have a hope of eternal life.
Amen.
Not one that's here for a little while and has all the aches and the pains that goes along with it. But I'm going to live in a new body.
Amen.
I'm going to live in a new body. I'm going to be a different person. This whole body's going back to the dust that it came from. That's what the Bible says. Why should I be disturbed about that?